Oh, welcome, buddies, back to another edition of Barn Burner. Presentation of Bet365. Whatever your bet is, it's never ordinary at Bet365, official partner of the Stanley Cup playoffs. And, you know, kind of disappointed yesterday. I know, Ryan, you weren't here. It was Retro and I holding down the fort. We didn't have a...
What?
Didn't have a super chat yesterday. I know. Yeah,
Come on.
Well, we ran out of time real quick.
Yeah, I heard there was something urgent arose.
The nice thing, because people ask, so the difference between radio and the podcast, you know, when we're done, we're done. When we're out of conversation points and there's no need to drag it out. Oh, we got to stay on till 9. We got to be here till 10. Well, I have nothing else to say. Well, I'll just maybe repeat yourself because maybe people weren't listening earlier. Not the case here.
Why don't you know that?
I think Rhett and I had
40. Let's do that.
Kind of exhausted our, everything we wanted to talk about. We'd already talked about.
One of our biggest beefs with the radio.
Really was. Yeah, really was.
Keep talking.
It's kind
First
of
an hour. Let's do that 3 times now.
That's right. Well, there's a different it's a different audience than earlier.
P1s might listen, but they're going to keep listening anyway.
Hello, Ryan.
How we doing, Dino?
I'm good.
To you.
I like your outfit today. It's very nice. Yeah, it's very good.
I just thought white would be a good color today.
Yeah, it's good. You look. Can we sell those?
Sure could. Who made them?
The shoveler.
Did the shoveler make them?
Yeah,
very nice.
You rolled in on Halloween.
I don't.
Christmas, something.
Birthday.
It was Boomer's birthday.
Boomer's birthday.
They didn't show up.
Nice.
Maybe.
Yeah, remember when you didn't show up to your birthday?
Listen, we're going on a trip to Greece, and this is how we've paid for it.
Oh,
Was
wow. Financing with the Boomer shirts.
That's right.
Boom's trip to Greece. It's awesome. Thank you, Dean.
Boom's
Yeah.
Greasy Vacation. That sounds like a great movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not exactly Greece. We can discuss today. Sorry, I'm not there, fellas. Here's the. I'll take you right behind. Take you right into it. Where is it?
Inside the walls of the boomocracy. Urlacher.
An Urlacher back there.
Faker.
I have a piece of furniture being delivered today.
Oh, really?
Well, that's
Yeah.
important.
Yeah,
What kind
it
of
is important.
furniture?
It must
I
be
got
nice to have that kind of dough to tariffs.
Had a little extra T-shirt money kicking around, you know.
Yeah.
Tariffs be damned. I'm spending this.
Well,
I'm spending it.
There's some more hot items on Kijiji. You got a great deal on. They were stolen,
No,
and
this is-
into the house they go.
Store bought, new.
Really?
Like it's hard to believe. Hard to believe. This is an automated message. Do not reply for an approximate. This is a notification. Click the link below. Enter your phone number. Yeah, or yeah. So that you go to the tracking. Put in the phone number, which I'll do now. Yeah. And check that out. They think I'm AI. They think I'm some bot trying to get in, so they won't let me do that.
Oh, brilliant.
It's getting so good.
Yeah. So
Don't believe you.
no, at some point today, there's a piece of furniture showing up.
Today.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
In that. Yeah.
Do you want to tell us what kind of furniture it is, or is that too private?
It's
Love making machines.
Is it a bidet?
it's not a bidet.
A bidet is pretty good.
I'm
familiar
good
with
with the bidet.
Well, didn't you buy a bidet and then you just didn't install it?
Well, I was my hips were injured.
Your ribs. That's right. So was it you? Did you buy it or your brother bought it for you?
No, I bought it. I was concerned with maintenance work with the bad hips.
Yeah.
And but then I couldn't put it in with my bad ribs.
Your bad ribs.
So the ribs were just major.
If only you had Crystal Waters back then, they probably could have.
They could have come and figured that out for you. Yeah, because I seem to think I maybe Trevor was asking, like, do you think you could go install? I'm like, I'm not going into his shitter and fiddling around with his toilet. It's not happening. Well, sorry,
his dog.
Come on, Dean.
He'll do anything.
Sorry about that, fella. So that's why I'm at home today. So I apologize.
Hey,
I apologize for that.
You
Enough of this. Listen, big night of hockey. Rhett and I talked yesterday. He's a couple games dipping our toe into round one. Round one, we love it. It was kind of, Dallas got their doors blown off, and apparently New Jersey's playing Carolina. That's something like that. But really, the drama wasn't there, and we knew it would.
Yeah,
Expected it would, but Well, last night,
Oh,
just bangers everywhere. Thank you, Gary. Thank you for everything as the bangers came through in a big way.
everyone hates this damn playoff format that keeps giving us so much incredible hockey.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess it kicks ass anyway. Let's be honest. No matter the format, good teams are going to be out, and the hockey's really good in round one.
And they're
awesome.
playing their asses off, and guys step up their games and the physicality. Right?
Logan Stanley nearly killed Jordan Kyrou last night. Did you see that?
Well,
hit?
and
My
Kyrou,
God.
I'm telling you, that's because in the regular season nobody hits.
No. But this is why the postseason's so good.
yeah.
Up.
Is there a way to just do the playoffs? Just get rid of those 82 or whatever and just play games that matter, boys.
I would think so. All you got to do is get the players to forego their salaries because they're not making it in the playoffs and they make all the money in the regular
They're not
season.
playing for money. They're playing for
pride.
Yeah.
It's like Four Nations.
They don't care.
No.
That's right. Well, I know what was the first game? It was the Washington-Montreal game. Was the first,
Which actually turned out to be good
Yeah.
because at 2-0, you're like, Washington might put this thing in the sleeper hold.
Well, that's when I left the house.
Yeah, and the other hockey started coming on because you had Jets and Blues as well. So you might have lost a bit if you went too soon there. It was
2-0 it was 12:09 of the second. Beauvillier makes it 2-0, and it was a lot of Montembeault, not a lot of anybody else at that point. Just kind of felt inevitable, and then Cole Caulfield on the power play. Nick Suzuki gets one late. We go to overtime. Didn't take long. That's the other thing when you settle in. It's okay. So we're doing a full intermission.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to grab some corn. Let's dig. All right. 3-4 of these sons of bitches. How many we doing? Let's get
I'm
after
ready.
it.
I'm well rested. I'm ready for a marathon.
This was not a marathon.
Chip it and chase it.
Talked about it a lot in the playoffs, on the post game.
It's not what.
Wow.
You don't play that many OT playoff games.
No,
and in those games that do go to overtime, there's only one goal.
Yeah, I was going to say there is only one scorer, and there's no guarantee it's going to be on your team. But just for the greatest goal scorer of all time, he's played a long time. You thought maybe
probably due to have a couple. So good. He probably he owes you a couple more at this.
Can we do the? Can we do a Warner whiteboard?
No, that's good.
Because it felt like, oh, wow.
Now that's
okay. So off the draw, Red, walk us through this. There's Ovi.
Yep.
You're playing.
So who are the defensemen for the Habs?
Well, Lane Hudson is the guy who comes in late.
Is that a goalie we've got too there? I'm looking.
This is the problem with the dingers.
21 is Gooley.
The old dingers, they struggle with this defensive coverage.
You know what a dinger is, Steen?
The old dingers?
Yeah.
I know Warner's whiteboard.
So he's on the wall coming across.
There we go.
Thank you.
One more time. Yeah. That's necessary.
That's
not
First of all, you got to have a slash on the ankle.
Right.
It's a one-hander. You just lined up.
And so immediately, bam. See where Hudson is? He's already chasing. That's not great.
So you're sleeping on the greatest goal scorer. Anyway, keep going. Roll it slowly. Oh.
That's not
we don't really have a slow-mo. It's just it's a play or a pause. So
see, when you don't have him, I think you come around the bottom side. But okay, go.
Get that traffic jam. He's got to pick away.
And stop.
Picked a bit.
It's 92 line A.
Yeah.
What in the are you doing? Maybe put some body into him. And how does can you back it up just a touch, Jack?
Well, yeah.
Right.
Oh, nice, Jack.
A little more. Right there.
Lane has to go
I don't know where he's going.
Hudson?
Yes, you can't go way out there. You have to cut. I know, but he can't. I'm telling you.
I agree.
It's the wrong.
It's
line.
Warner's whiteboard.
You got to cut back to the middle and get to the net. Your job is not to go chase out to the point.
He gets a bit of a pick here. This is a greasy little move. It was icing, I believe, actually, now that you mentioned that.
There's Warner's whiteboard. If you'd like to sponsor Warner's whiteboard, contact us. I'm not sure how you do it, but definitely get a hold of us.
Yep. Send AI a message and we'll get you all hooked up.
That's right. So this is, you've got two things here, right? You've got the Caps, who've had an unbelievable season. They've been winning like crazy, and the Habs get in on game 82. Are they a young team building? Is Washington? I don't know. I just wonder how disappointed that group is. Down 2-0, come back, tie it.
I think that's better than when they were down 2-0 and they hadn't generated F all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
There was not a lot.
Ooh.
Yeah.
At 2-2, you felt very differently because you're like, man, how did the Caps blow this? They were in total control. And you're like, well, maybe give the Habs some credit here. They've worked their way back into this. I don't know. I mean, you're looking for a split on the road. You can still do that, right? Nothing really changes.
I've said we're going to have a lot of Warner whiteboards today.
All right.
Yeah,
we got some big goals. Where do we want to go to Winnipeg
I'm
next?
happy to contribute.
So that was the overtime victory.
That's the overtime win for the Caps. That was the first game of the night. Goes to OT. Bang, win.
And everyone had turned the channel to the other game at that time because it was a little more physical and intense.
It was a physical.
Off to Winnipeg, 2 goals in the first. Scheifele scores. Then Jimmy Jimmy Snuggerud. Old man Snuggerud. Tied her up, eh?
If
on
you're
the power
a
play
Blues
late.
fan and you're not buying a Snuggerud jersey, I don't want to. Yeah, we can't talk.
Old what's her name on Sportsnet could not figure out how to say Snuggerud.
Yeah, Mac had a tough time with that one.
Snuggerud? And Ken's like Snuggerud.
She's like,
I'm back and here's Snuggerud.
You're gonna keep saying it like that? She's usually very good. That's a rare.
The Snoog. It's the Snoog. No. Snuggerud ties it. Nothing in the second to the third. Now remember in game 1, Kyle Connor scored that.
Is that the same Kyle Connor that wasn't good enough to play when Kachuk was hurt for the Americans?
And Chris Kreider was hurt too. Yeah, playing ahead of him. That's right.
The same guy?
Yep.
Same guy.
Oh, okay.
Same guy.
That one, didn't they?
Count your lucky stars, Canada.
Now, when was that goal in game 1? Was that
Pretty
OT?
late.
It was late, right?
Believe I'm thinking a
Yeah,
lot.
because then
4 minutes or less in the.
Lowry got the empty netter to salt it away.
Yeah,
but a great goal. It was a beautiful goal. Could he do it?
Shoot
again?
it. Really
Could he
you can still shoot it.
Could he get another game winner? I guess we don't have the video for this one, do we?
It's good tease though.
Anyway, just trust us. It was another late goal. Should probably have a meeting.
Another great shot.
136 remaining on Saturday's Stanley Cup opener for Connor to take the lead.
Right.
Hey, Connor. That guy?
Connor!
Do you want me to get it? I can grab it.
No, who cares?
Because we could do the Dallas game.
I don't know why you love
the whiteboard so much.
Yeah, like, what do you have to get to the Jets for? Enough of your love in with the Jets.
It's not the Jets. It's my love in with the Warner whiteboard. I just like watching. I like the analysis on big plays.
Nowhere.
Anyway,
how have we liked this series? What were expectations? Where are we at after 2?
Kind of what I expected. It was going to be tight. We knew St. Louis they're not a joke. You put on that kind of a run. And I don't know that the better team hasn't won or has won. I don't think that the Blues have been better. They've been right there.
Right? Until the third, but then the Jets were clearly better in the third.
The JETE are a pretty good squad. Let's give them a little bit of credit here.
I'm impressed with the Jets. Their ability to play the heavy hockey, because when you think of them, you're thinking of Ehlers, who's out, and you're thinking of Scheifele, who's not tremendously physical, but I suppose could be, and you're thinking of Kyle Connor, who looks like he should be serving fries at McDonald's, and Neil Pionk's not huge, and Morrissey's not huge, DeMello's not huge, but like they do have a lot of really good edge of the roster physical players, and the Blues, we know of a lot of those guys. Like Parayko's a beast. I've been impressed with the physicality both ways, and for the Jets, it doesn't have to be, this we'll trade chances, win 5-4.
Yeah. It's almost like there's a bit of Vegas to me in watching the Jets. It's just kind of 3 lines. They come at you. And like you say, it's not like they're driving you, although wasn't Logan Stanley crushed Kyrou, but they're big and solid, and they come at you in waves. You don't get a lot of freebies, I guess, maybe with Winnipeg.
They just play that hard-nosed style, straightforward. There's plenty of skill on the team, so you don't want to try and take away from that or speak.
Lowry this time of year is just awesome. Right?
Awesome.
It's just every
Shen was on. He
rushed them. God, already. I'd love to have a guy.
Did you hear they were because the brothers, eh?
Yeah, Shen brothers.
Do I have it? Yeah.
Brother.
The Shen brothers. One's on St. Louis and one's on Winnipeg. It's the guy in Winnipeg. They were chanting, "Luke is better."
Yeah.
kind of as a shot to his brother.
Gnarly.
Oh, boy.
Not sure that's accurate. I think he even said after the game, I'm not sure that's entirely accurate. So
I was like Michael Stone here,
Yeah, that's right.
Guy.
Yeah.
Brother. Val Bure.
Kind of like Calgary, if you could corner the market and getting the other brother.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so this is Rob Niedermeyer.
Shoot.
Shoot, because the other guy is pretty good. So it's a 1-1 game. We do have it, I believe.
Let's go to the whiteboard.
We go to the third, under 2 to play in Winnipeg. As we go to Rhett's whiteboard corner, we'll work on it.
Yeah, Warner whiteboard.
Warner whiteboard.
Yep.
All right, puck goes low. We're good. Oh. Well, you're kind of standing by him.
It happens fast because he's not in the slot until he, right? It's not like he's there.
It's 2 minutes. Yeah, but okay. I mean, it's easy to critique because we've slowed it down and we're
Trying to back it up.
We're armchair quarterbacks. Oh, stop it. How much time is left in the period?
About 2.
Oh, in a tie game, in a playoff game?
That's correct.
And the St. Louis's team is just going to stare at the puck. Watch, everyone. Oh, shit. Oh,
How
yeah.
did we? Oh, no.
So they just fell asleep.
I was just there. No one was there. I was just in the slot. It was. Look, there's no one even near the slot.
I don't know
what do you mean that was the slot was empty.
They're brilliant in Winnipeg. They're playing the Masters music, and the Blues, they just.
Look at Connor lurking like a shark in the.
Well, I was going to say you've got Connor
way
at
up
the top, and then Perfetti comes down low. It must be nice when you if you're a
what board.
Sorry.
This is the Rhett whiteboard corner.
Yeah, so shut the hell up with your guys' take. Well, you got Perfetti low, and you got a Jimmy. Cover the fucking guy in his slot.
Another swear.
Real simple.
You could sponsor the swear jar. We don't know how, but it is available for sponsorship.
A lot of sponsorship opportunities.
2 minutes left. Playoff game. Not must win, but really would be nice to win one in Winnipeg.
Split be nice.
Played really well.
Nah.
Fall asleep. Leave the guy. What? Dixon Ward did that. Cost us a Stanley Cup.
Oh, Dixon.
Come on, Dixon.
You could see it from the bench. And when you're dialed in as a team, you're watching and you can tell when something's in Wardo. Brett Hull got high in the slot. Wardo was looking low. Lost him. You could see it coming.
Yeah, that was a dirty goal anyway, though.
No. This was a different. This was game 2. We had won game 1 in overtime, and it was tied late in the third, just like this. Can't fall asleep, kids.
Dixon.
Do we have that? Do we have that goal? Could Warner whiteboard that one?
Did you chat with that about him in Penticton a month ago? He's out there, isn't he?
No, he's still. I think he went down to Coeur d'Alene.
Oh, okay. Take that back.
Nicer weather.
I'll throw this in here. This is Tara chiming in. She says, watching this series, it's hard because I really think it should have been the Flames. Has anybody thought about that? Because
No.
I feel like for me, after they were out, it was okay. Well, I've just kind of turned that off. I haven't really thought about how they would be faring in any of these.
No, and look, like as soon as they got Montgomery in, they've been very, very good. The Flames worked their tails off and were impressive down the stretch. The Blues were another level. And honestly, like we haven't talked about it at all. Dylan Holloway getting hurt's a huge deal there. Huge deal. He's a point per game player under Montgomery. And since he's been hurt, they had a 4-game losing streak.
Oh, for Christ's sakes. Toughen up then.
Is this still Warner's whiteboard? I thought thought maybe
Rasmus played hurt.
So the Jets win it by a score of 2-1. They've got a 2-0 series lead.
Do you think you're going through the playoffs without an injury? You're drunk.
No, I just mean like I think the gap between St. Louis and Winnipeg and Calgary is substantial. I
think the Flames would have got shit kicked in Winnipeg the way they played.
I mean, the one thing you can always say is you've got the goalie. But
no, you don't.
The thing with Winnipeg is
over Hellebuck.
Well, Cowsey in game 1, Rhett. Tell us about it. Like you look pretty shitty.
So Wolf can't?
No, my point is that like the one thing you have is the puncher's chance of having a goalie that can steal you a game. But what negates that, to your point, is that Hellebuck's that guy too.
Well, last night, Bennington allowed 2. And they don't win.
Wow, we're not to be. Anyway, I just think the physicality of the Jets and the way they've played, that the Flames, I don't know, can they play that way?
You love their work ethic and structure.
Guess what? They didn't make the playoffs, so they didn't get the chance.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
Do we want to go to Dallas?
If only when Niedermeyer came here, we could have talked his brother into coming. Like if we could play the what?
That's what Jim Rutherford's trying to do. Hey, he's trying to get the brothers to come. We'll talk about that.
Do you think they ever? Because that was Berkey, right? Didn't Berkey pull that move, getting Scott to come to Anaheim? He was the GM in Anaheim. Did anybody even think about it?
I don't know if whoever was running things when they brought Rob here had that in the back of their head, but if they did,
sneaky.
It's smart.
If we just get Valkyrie and Rob, the rest
close to Cranbrook. They love Cranbrook.
I'm a surfer. I love the ocean.
Yeah.
They live in Cranbrook.
Something like that.
Whatever. Show offs.
Anyway. So there's game 2.
Winning
1 in overtime. 1 with a game winner late.
Jets feeling good.
This night, this night of hockey. This has got yeah. Hey,
a lot of popcorn. Let's go.
To Dallas, the Stars kind of got one of these in game 1. Kapow. Blammo. We showed it yesterday. They took a punch right in they got knocked out. Could they bounce back? Colorado, Nate McKinnon, then Sagan, who's apparently still living. I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler Sagan back. That's good. Harley, Jack Drury, O'Connor, Dadonov.
How about that O'Connor goal?
Yeah. Backhand.
Calgary boy.
Yeah. Is he there? Yeah. Something like that.
Yes, he is.
Regulation solves nothing. We go to overtime. And for overtime, we go to Warner's whiteboard. Reds whiteboard corner. Complete stop.
Well, the two. This is just circumstance.
It's Blackwell. You had Blackwood. It's all very confusing here.
It's too much.
Coverage is good right there. Who's the watch? Stop. Who's doing the poke? Like that guy, the
28,
the guy. Yeah,
I think that's Miles Wood. I could be wrong, but he sort of collides with the defenseman 6.
No. I'm saying the second guy in the slot for the Avs. Back it up just a touch, Jack. Just a touch.
So the guy right between the hash?
Right there, right between the hash. Maybe. The puck's laying there.
Yeah.
You could go get it. Like, who's closer, him or Blackwell? And even, right, like, you have to try to get there. Watch how soft this is. Even if Blackwell scores, he should be chewing on his chiclets should be layered or laying on the ground because he got drilled. Watch this.
Like, okay, I'm in position. Those two guys just not wipe each other out. Oh, shit.
Okay, well, who was on the ice for Colorado? Is that 20?
Yeah.
If that's, in fact, 27.
That's not
big goal.
That's not wanting to win.
You know what we're doing for you here?
Mistakes happen
with this Rets whiteboard corner. We're getting your next job.
That's what we're doing.
We're doing it to ourselves. We're going to lose Rhett because he did so good on the whiteboard. Someone's going to hire you.
Nice to know you, bud.
Like who?
Like an NHL team that loses in round 1. And
this is who's bigger, TSN when the coaches go in the paddle? How do you think Torts and those guys kept getting gigs?
Yeah,
that's what we're doing here.
Oh, if only I could get on the TV.
They tuned in before. You're talking about.
That'd be so good.
Well, this is the TV. You're already on it.
Oh,
now an NHL team is going to be. You know, were you guys watching Warner's whiteboard yesterday? I was watching Warner's whiteboard. Did you see Warner's whiteboard?
Teams love when you slow down video and just ream people out.
Well, we've always known you've been a big fan of video, so you're just showcasing yourself for the league.
Slow that down again. Go even slower.
Yeah. Guys, I was going through some video yesterday.
And players love it too when you slow it really down. And
so there you go. That was last night. Overtime, late regulation winner. Great night.
The 4 games
in.
I don't know. I was sleeping.
Oh, there was one more. Thank you, Ryan.
So Florida Tampa, so they should be playing late.
Yeah,
that's that one. Weird, that one hasn't started. Jets and Blues are 2 in. They haven't even started Florida Tampa Bay yet. Yeah. The Oilers were in LA. That was the late game.
Oilers
maybe some didn't stay up.
They're playing again.
I saw the anthem.
We've got the anthem.
I didn't.
I saw the anthem. We'll see it later.
We halt. At least you do the anthem right now.
Do you want to do the anthem now?
It's chronological. This is how you set the tone. Game 1 of the playoffs. We got home ice this time. You know, change how it's gone in the past.
Yeah.
This is our one chance for a first impression of the series.
And they'd have had their in-rink, their game night folks. We need a banger of a promo.
That's right.
Turn the lights on. We need some music, and we're gonna get. Let's go.
Well, and you think you got 4 home games in theory in round 1, so you got to have 4 acts booked, and maybe if you wrap things up, move to round 2. Okay, game 7, we'll push that to round 2. Yeah. But you got to be ready for this stuff.
So this is the anthem for night 1. It's your analysis.
You're right, Rich.
Capital of the world.
Yeah, that's right. Tinseltown, Dean. You got access to some of the finest performers in the world right there in LA.
I mean, we're having fun with it, but how did it come to be? There has to be some sort of story.
Well, these are one of those ones where you wish you were the fly on the wall because somebody is dying laughing.
Yes.
Or a complete idiot, right? Like you are either dying laughing with your buddy around a beer over a beer after that. Like
is Rob Blake's
or fire
grandma part of the thing? What's
your grandma to work day? What was it?
How the F does that happen?
They found
it's LA for Christ's sake.
Game 1, playoffs.
Yeah, set the tone.
Holy.
Set the tone.
Oh,
I tune in for that. I'm like, I do not like this. This is not set the tone.
Jack, what did you gotta set it? What do you think of the harmonicas?
I loved it. Yeah. I was like, I turned it on like midway through. I'm like, what is going on? And then I kind of, it's the anthem. This is amazing.
He stood up and started singing too.
Took my hat off and
now listen, we're taking the piss out of them. 2:49 in, 1-0 Kings.
We're not taking the piss out of the Kings, though, Dean. We're taking the piss out of the harmonica players. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, I think the 4 of us could probably do as good a rendition. You give us a week with the harmonica, like we're gonna crush it.
Dean, you got harmonica?
I don't.
I can sing. No. I got ukulele. What are you gonna? You got maracas?
Yes,
the mouth organ. Kuzmenko 1-0. Byfield 2-0 to the second. Kempe 3-0. Denov makes it 4-0 near the end of the second period.
Curtains, right?
Put the lights out. We don't need to play the third.
And maybe it is scar tissue. And I am the nervous Nelly of the group. We know that. It's like, you probably Draisaitl, 1954, 6 seconds left. 4-1.
Get to the room.
Penalty.
6 seconds.
If it's not 4-0, they call a penalty on McDavid there.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
He's got a stick.
I think,
what does it look like? He's got to hold the stick. Got it. Okay. So Draisaitl does make it 4-1, and it's 4-0 feels better than 4-1, but at the same time, it's a 4-1 lead.
I'll tell you what, though, in that in the Oilers room, that's huge.
Agreed.
Clearly, because instead of going in, going, oh my God, Bouchard, you're fucking. You're terrible, and we can't play you, and this sucks. They're going in. Hey, we got one. We're back in it. Let's go. It completely changed everything, and the refs suck.
And that's the thing about the Oilers is it feels like there's always enough time. Well, they're going to pull the goalie and get one. That just feels like they're going to get one with the goalie out. Yeah. So give them that one. So if they can get to within one, it just changes everything.
If it ever gets within one, their Kings are screwed.
And it shouldn't have even gotten within 2, to be fair.
Because they did get it back, to their credit. 2:19 in. Or sorry, they added to it. 4-2. Then Fiala scores in the power play. What a shot. What a shot.
That was a player.
NFL, all right. Well, that's going to be, but even still, there's 15 minutes left. It's a lot of time.
Killed a 5-on-3.
Killed a 5-on-3.
If they lose that game, that's the thing. We'd all be looking back like, what?
Yeah.
It was a shooting gallery. They were zipping it around. Some of them, you're like, do something. This one, they were doing everything.
Yeah. How they didn't was amazing.
Yeah.
Corey Perry cross-checks a guy in the back, is left alone, but he scores. Are we all on board with?
Probably an accident. Of course.
Allowed?
I don't see that play.
Perry scores. McDavid takes over in front to Hyman. They're within 1 minute.
Well, I mean, you've missed a very large piece here. At 5-3, the LA Kings have 3 shots at an empty net, including 1 inside Edmonton's half with a guy uncovered.
Yeah, they rushed that shot
and
too.
when you miss over the empty net and it's 5-3, that was your chance to put a stake in the Oilers' hearts. And you knew from that moment forth, it was time to get gripping. And I believe it was Fiala or it was 12 is more. I can't remember which one. I was pretty sure it's Fiala.
Fiala had one for sure.
And it was the first chance they had an empty net. There's 2 more from their own zone. That's fine. I understand guys missing from 160 feet. But Fiala is across center, a stride into the offensive zone, and misses an empty net. That goes in at 6-3. The Oilers put their goalie back in. This thing's over.
Yeah.
You cannot miss that.
Who's always said that, right?
Dean likes the empty netters.
Who's always told you the importance of an empty netter? And that's all that was going through my head. It's like,
now you're going to get a job in the NHL.
You can be one of my, you know what? Associates.
Anze, Drew, Adrian Kemp. Hey, fellas, just one moment. We've got a special guest speaker. This guy's name is Boomer. He's going to talk to us about empty netters. Just ahead of game 2 here, fellas. Real quick, coming in. Boomer. Everyone's attention. Here's Boomer.
How many did you score with a goalie in the net? 5. Can you get 1 without a goalie in the net?
Yeah.
Fellas. It was painful.
Without a goalie.
Well, let's say this. If you had a rooting interest, if you were perhaps cheering for one side over the other, and maybe you were cheering for the Kings, it was kind of hard to watch because then McDavid, I'm going to get the puck. I'm going to go through here. I'm going to chip it to myself off the wall. I'm going to cut in at 100 miles an hour. And did you see him about 2 or 3 minutes there? Like, he was gassed. He has not played a lot of hockey in the last couple of weeks. And I mean, he had the full furnace face bent over trying to catch his wind on the bench. He'll get there. He's just fine. But it was pretty clear he is not in peak shape right now. And then he ties it with 1:28 left. And the F-bombs, they were raining down.
Yeah, 4-pointer for
44, soft. Kemper stopped the puck.
Yeah.
Stopped the puck, but oh my God, what a shot. You know, some guys just throw it on net.
Yeah.
And some guys throw it on net and it goes in because they've got that touch. He sees that hole.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put it right there.
You watch that when he takes over games like that, and you're like, how do you not have 3 banners?
Yeah.
Like you were annihilated, and Connor and Leon look at each other and are like, still this fucking routine? We got to do it ourselves, don't we? And they go out and do it. And you're like, all you had to do was produce like 3 or 4 okay players, understand the cap, and like have a little bit of analytics so you don't sign Jack Campbell for $25 million. Like, you should have all the cups. Look at him play. It's insane. He took over the game in 2 minutes.
It's not taking up too much of the cap.
No, you get $70 million to spend on guys not named Connor and Leon. What are you doing?
I like, and I also wonder too, on the flip side, what the other guys must be thinking. It's like, God, if I could just help out a little bit. I mean, he's doing so much for us. Why couldn't I have scored that goal? Connor, I'm sorry. Guys, I'm so sorry. So they tie it, and then, so what's going, I'll go to you first, Ryan, because I think I know where you're at. So they tie it. What's going through your head?
You're like, of course they did. Of course they did. You idiot, empty net missing losers. Of course they did. Of course they did. It's Connor. He's the best player you'll ever watch in your life. And they're trying not to win without him, but he's dragging their ass into this series.
Because they put Draisaitl and McDavid back on. All I was saying, this may not get to overtime.
That's what I thought. I thought they've decided to win this just right now, I guess.
Exactly, right? They're just going to fucking bury this thing right now.
It didn't feel like overtime. It was like they're still coming.
Yeah.
Although they did have to put their goalie back in, which has not worked well for them. The Kings are thrilled to see a goalie in again.
And we were right. If you were all in the same frame of mind that this wasn't getting to overtime, it just didn't go how I figured it would. And for this, we go to Warner's whiteboard. Sorry, Jack. I thought
you can still do it.
Field in front, Dean, doing nothing. Yeah, I caught myself. Terrible. All night. I would play Kulak double.
Nurse played 25-17. Wallman got to almost 20, and the third pair of Emerson and Brown, you hardly saw him. 454 for Brown. They play with 5D. And good Emerson, luck, the guy that was going to replace Cece or replace Broberg, a top 4, 13 minutes. They don't have enough defensemen.
And Bouchard's the shits.
And so when you're playing him 28 and he's the shit.
Did you see him throw the fucking puck away? Holy. I guarantee you McDavid inside his brain is losing his marbles. I'm working my ass off out here, and you're cheesecaking it, you chicken shit. Oh.
Honestly, if you're McDavid, what's the conversation like if they lose round one?
Sit his ass and get him out of here.
Who are you playing? Like, they're cooked. They don't have enough D. I mean, look, it's still the two of the best players on earth. How do you arrive here in the last year of Draisaitl on a deal and not have any sort of depth back there? Like, Troy Stetcher's supposed to come in. He was like a 7 in Arizona a few years ago. I love the guy, but like, oh, we're missing Stetcher.
You like his heart and soul, not his ability.
There's no D. Like, they have 4 defensemen. I don't know how many
have 4 defensemen. Bouchard is terrible.
I didn't know that Joshua Brown played for the Oilers.
They're injured a bit.
And in fairness, he didn't play a lot. As you mentioned, 4 minutes and 54 seconds.
Which is why they're in the pickle. As soon as you're down to 5D, and 2 of them are Kulak and Emerson, like, what are we doing here?
You can't play Bouchard against good players.
28 minutes against good players last night.
And how many goals did they give up?
Quite a few. 6.
Like, it's not like your fucking goalie's good enough to cover up for Bouch's chicken shit giveaways.
I'm just glad they went out and got another forward.
Did you see the 4th goal? Can we find the 4th goal?
It's a literal, ham sandwich to the slot.
What are you doing?
Pizza.
I'm sure there's loser Oiler fans out there listening that are, he's terrible.
That's the Dano goal in the.
Yes.
Okay, well, I can find.
Throws it into just scared.
Bouchard was
playing every other shift.
He was +1, Rhett.
Success.
3 helpers on the night.
+1.
Mm-hmm. I could be a plus playing with
They miss Ekholm in a bad way, fellas.
He was awful. I'm sorry.
That's the guy who plays with him, and he needs that security blanket next to him. Bouchard can play offense. Ekholm plays D. Without him, I don't know how the hell this is going to work.
11.
What's that?
Overpay him. You know what?
Jack,
delete that portion and make sure it doesn't go to any of those stupid clips.
Mm-hmm.
He was great. I would 3 points +1. Tough. I mean,
you can lock him in this 30. Summer, right?
Yes, you gotta pay that
million.
Get him
locked in. Cap's growing.
Yes. What are you gonna do without him? You don't have enough defensemen. You can't play Brown.
Ekholm's getting older.
Ekholm's old.
Come on.
What do you do? Come on.
There's no kids coming in the system. Gotta lock him in.
Gotta play him. You
8
gotta
times
sign
11.
This guy. Probably 11, right? 11
maybe 12. Inflation's a bitch.
He's only going to get better.
Tariffs, I don't know. 13.
It's a lot of cheeky. It's a lot of cheeky right now.
Take care of business.
I can probably find this goal, Jack. There we go. 217.
Are we not allowed to play him?
No, it's just I didn't know we'd be looking for the 4.
There's a lot of goals necessarily.
There were a lot of them there. But I'm on it. Talk amongst yourselves. Continue. I'll get this. You guys.
I want to ask you about this. So basically, LA through 50 minutes has completely smothered and controlled the Edmonton Oilers. That is the dragon they've been trying to slay 3 years in a row, unsuccessful. Drew Doughty said it after the game. He said, "I'm glad we won the game because that would have been a
shitty way to
lose a game." Can you make sure this doesn't happen again? LA, because 5-on-5, you were vastly superior. It was only when they pulled the goalie and you missed empty nets that this thing got off the rails.
Yeah, and you're right. And they should have put it away. And if you score, the issue is though, if McDavid and Draisaitl up their game and
like any given shift.
You're literally watching. I watched some of it, and I don't know how many. There was at least 2 goals where Doughty's laying down, trying to take away lanes.
It's just like, oh, that's gonna eat on that.
But I think it's the right play. Do you know what I mean? I understand.
I don't know how you defend them. I think that's
the problem. Is that okay? He beat my D partner. Well, there's definitely a guy open on the back door, and I can't attack him. I'm going to at least eliminate one of his options. And he's still good enough to make it an option. He still finds a way to find the guy. I don't know what you do. I've said, I don't know. I can't describe. I played Mario. I still remember it. I had Mario Lemieux in the corner in Buffalo. I'm like, I got him. and he scored a goal within a split second. I don't know what the fuck happened.
Where'd he go?
What is it? It's in. Like I can't even in my brain figure out how he did what he did and how it even unfolded. And I think that's the problem with a guy like McDavid. Doughty is awesome. I think he's one of my favorite defensemen of all time. He reads the game. He plays it right. He's skilled. He's smart.
Physical.
It doesn't matter. He still makes the play. So
Hey, guys.
The issue is, even if you play great, are you stopping him? I don't know. Go ahead, Dean.
Let's go to Warner's whiteboard.
Oh, nice.
We take you back to the game last night in Los Angeles. This is at the 17:43 mark of the second period. Kings up 3-0.
I don't think Kulak needs to put it back down. I can't tell if that's an Oiler or a King, though, up by the blue line. So maybe that's a King, and he's got to go to.
And Bouchard's wide open back there. He's going to.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Okay, so we're fine. Go back a little. Stop. Now it is McDavid.
Just put it near McDavid. He'll get it.
And you might, yeah. I'll just give it to Connor, which is usually a good play, except if you don't give it to Connor and it's in the slot. And it sure looks like you're a chicken shit when you do that.
It didn't give away Broberg.
This is the problem I have, is that's fine if Ekholm's healthy and your defense is better and you got different blah, 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 blah. You still only have 4 defensemen that can play. And Bouchard's still going to make those stupid and be lazy and look like a guy that could care less.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to change. Ekholm might cover off some of the stuff.
It does.
But if he's your guy.
Do you remember when Oliver Shillington looked like a top 4 defenseman because he was playing with Chris Tanev? Ekholm means that to Bouchard in a way, not the top 4 thing, but just that it allows him to, like, here's the thing. Ekholm understands, don't give it to Bouch there. I might eat one on the wall, but I'm not putting it there because we're going to avoid the Bouchard oopsie.
I honestly, because I was kind of doing stuff, I didn't watch that closely. I saw that, but to really kind of
blind
dude, he made all kinds of
from the blue line in. It was like, is this a game today? What is this practice?
Care.
Yeah, the body language isn't good.
Ryan hates it when I say he doesn't care. It appears like with his play, he does not give a crap.
Yeah. No, that's exactly it. It appears like he's not invested. And I don't know, man. Like, there's a lot of Carlson there. He's no good in the D zone. The mistakes all end up on highlight reels.
I don't think he's as creative as Carlson. Even.
He's put up like 1.5 per game in the playoffs last year, which is just insane.
Absolutely.
A lot of that's Draisaitl McDavid.
Exactly. It's driven so much by the guys that you pass the puck to. Like, if you're just capable of getting the puck through on net when you're on the power play with McDavid and Draisaitl, if you are in Edmonton and you're their number 1 defenseman on the power play, whether you're good enough, whether you could go to another team and run the power play or not, you're going to get 50 points.
Yeah, that was Tyson Barrie before he went to Nashville.
You're going to get 50 points. Like, I'm the defenseman that's on the power play with McDavid and Draisaitl.
Ding, 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 ding.
And the thing about those two, obviously with Bouchard, it's who he's playing with. He's getting the power play time, and it's the shot. With Carlson, there was just, he was more shifty, better skater, more high. You know what? Yeah. More of a dinger.
What
you know what I mean? He'd be kind of a dinger, right?
The way I view it is not like stylistically. It's just that you're talking about like 99 percentile offensive players and like 2 of the worst defensive players in the NHL. That's where I would see the similarities between the two. Like, when you give them an odd man rush, they will make you regret it. And if you have a simple one-on-one against them, they can completely blow it. Like, you're talking about all gas, no brakes, those 2 guys.
And now I'm just throwing this out here. And I honestly don't even know if there's anything to look at. I just went and I grabbed a longer clip of the Kings game winner. Again, like we say, for context, because the Oilers have all the momentum now. So before we started, so it's an offensive zone. You can see what's happening. I don't know if there's anything to see here, but we know how it ends. But just to take a look at it, we can play it, Jeff.
Yeah, if he sprints back, maybe it doesn't help.
He knows Fogel's his guy. He's got a couple of lengths on him. And then I think he also identifies it's going to be on 3-on-2, so he doesn't.
Everyone's expecting McDavid and Draisaitl to do it.
I was going to say.
You know what I mean? Like, and they typically do it. And I would probably be in the same boat. But they're so accustomed to just letting those guys. They don't feel like, well, I don't know if they don't feel like they're part of it, but they don't feel like there's any pressure on them to perform.
I also just think there's a lot, like this is the years in a row we said, yeah, they should go find a guy to play with Skinner.
And the shitty part is they might still win.
Still,
sure.
That's the embarrassing part, is that all you had to do was a middle of the pack job with your roster and you'd have banners. It's been a disaster.
I'm still the thing we haven't really talked about. How does a friggin' puck go in? I mean, he kind of flubs.
He flubs it. Fogel's screening him. It catches a piece of the corner of Skinner and floats in. It's totally lucky. But
It's totally lucky, but that's also a situation where if you have it, Jack, show it. Like, fine. Give me a second. When you slow things down, and I remember as a player sitting in the video room, and the coach is slowing the game. Well, why didn't you do this? Oh, it's live situation and it's full speed, and you've sat in your chair and watched.
Yeah,
pretty fucking easy. Jeez, I'm grumpy. I'm saying the F word a lot. Sorry, kids.
4 times.
But so whether he back checks harder or not, defense 101 is get the guy from out of the goalie's eyes, is it not? Okay, let it go.
Doesn't tie him up at all. There's almost no contact.
He ignored
last night. You're not coming back more than 1 out of 10 times. Like they got really lucky there. Kings get really lucky here. I'm curious to see what the Oilers look like in game 2, because they didn't have a leg to stand on for most of that game at 5-on-5. They really didn't. And so if you can stay out of the box and you're the Kings, I think you're the better 5-on-5 team. I know you got the better goaltender right now. I know you've got the better blue line. All you're really trying to do is just limit the damage Draisaitl and McDavid do 5-on-5, because no one else scares you at all on that team. No one. Holloway would a bit. Brogard would allow them to play some other guys a little less. You know, Fogel looked pretty good out there. Ryan McLeod, instead of a prospect, use your first instead of drafting kid 31. Like, there's some bad management here.
He's on a roll.
I like it.
Just got to stay out of the way. Go ahead, Red.
I was just gonna. You didn't hear Ryan Nugent Hopkins' name.
He's a fine player, but if he's so good, why is he playing the wing? Like, what is he? I thought he was a center.
I'm just saying, like, if you're looking at, okay, it's not just McDavid and Rice.
No, it's a collection of people that don't move the needle on their own.
There's no.
If Zach Hyman has to play on a line without a superstar, he's probably fine. He's certainly not a guy that flirts with 75 goals in a year.
Okay. We have this conversation every year, and I think we had it last year too, that the guys early in a series playing too much. I think Ekholm was healthy at the time, but this does feel like it's not shaping up great for the Oilers. I'm trying to kind of play both sides a little bit, because you know that Connor and Leon missed time due to injury. Now you're without Ekholm. I think we've talked about Bouchard a bit here. And
28-20. That's ridiculous.
Even because, like you said, it's Brett Kulak, 24-58.
Kulak was on waivers like 6 years ago.
This went, this is a regulation. Anyway,
here's the third pair.
Game 2. Big one.
Whatever.
Yeah, the Kings, like, learn your lesson here. This was not close at 5-on-5. It has to stay that way.
Would you do some empty net, some pucks? Just take a bucket of pucks, drop them at about the red line. Don't put a goalie in. Okay, just shoot the empty net, guys.
I don't know what the panic is to shoot it so soon. Like, I feel like in my brain, I remember if he'd have just skated,
he had another stride for sure.
Right? Like, and that guy's fast. Move your ass.
You can't miss there. That's the bottom line. You can't.
I don't disagree.
It ices the game. That was your chance to slay the dragon, and you got lucky that somehow you come out unscathed. But God, if that one slipped away and you're late in the series, you're like, fuck, how did they? We were up.
It's an odd game because you should be able to look back and go, we controlled that game, and
we were 4-0.
We were unlucky, but in a way, lucky. So
and to all, yeah. I was just gonna say, and to all the Oiler fans who are in the chat, what about the other? We talked about the other games first. It's kind of how it goes.
Yeah, and this honestly, if you want to show the win probability chart of like crazy things happening, this game takes the cake. Sorry for talking about your Oilers so much. I know this is the one day you don't want to talk about them because they looked like shit last night.
And with any luck, in about 10 days, we won't be talking about them at all.
It'd be great.
Oh, so if you're really unhappy about it, it'd be great if.
And then Connor gets to talk about negotiating, about signing up and marrying this management team that's treated him so well. It'd be a great summer.
We'll see how it goes. I didn't put it in my Apologize, guys. The Origin playoff bundle, the playoff pack.
Ooh, I saw some people already.
Yeah, I
modeling
updated.
for us.
I did. Yes, I gonna have to go find that because I update. You know, I updated my liners, and I didn't put this, but it's the playoffs, and you know, warm weather's coming, and you know, we love the old barn burner blonde, and we love the pale ale, the Afterburner pale ale, and we've got some new. There's some new merch that's available.
It's a collab, Dean.
Why don't you get them all? Get them all. A 4-pack of Barn Burner Blonde, a 4-pack of Afterburner Pale Ale, and an Origin / Barn Burner t-shirt.
Oh,
all just for $45 plus GST.
It's the right time of year for this. You got a t-shirt for the summer. You got 2 4-packs of delicious
Great
473 milliliter
Great
beers.
shirts.
There you go. $45 GST online.
With a shirt.
Only at the online store with Origin. Originbrewing.ca. Stock is limited. Don't miss out.
Get on it.
Get them while they last.
You know, Mandeep's wearing one of those like a nightie.
I hope so, yeah.
Night.
Just every day. Are you wearing that again? Do you have more than one?
It's like, yeah, this is my Monday one. Look at this. There he is. What a legend.
Mandeep. Origin, top selling craft beer at my shop.
I had a buddy take a picture of a 4-pack of the blondes, and I'm looking in the background. I'm like, I think that might be BK. I'm like, what liquor store was that? He's like, you know, the one by Winsport there. I'm like, that's BK
That's
Beaufort Liquor. That's the place to go.
Yeah, that's the one. I was actually talking with somebody at the playoff draft the other night.
Mm-hmm.
They said, you know what? Like, you guys, that Barn Burner Blonde, that's really freaking good.
It's good beer, boys.
Like, I really like it. Not, you know what I mean? It's like, not that they're stunned, but they're, yeah, I really like it. Thanks, man. We had a lot to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
We spent a lot of time.
We grew it. We malted.
Hops
and we farmed and
yeast. Had a lot of yeast.
Fermenting.
Yeah. Lamenting, fermenting.
Taste testing.
Yeah.
Taste testing.
We did a lot of it. Yeah.
I'll put it up against any blonde out there. Honestly, I know my beers a bit. I'm very, very impressed right from the first taste. This is a very solid beer. It's the best in the city. Best blonde.
Originbrewing.ca. Grab the playoff bundle with Barn Burner. There's yeast in it, right? Did they use yeast?
So yeah.
Yeah.
Can you get yeast? We were out of yeast in COVID. You couldn't find yeast.
We were out of yeast. Everybody started doing the better start making our own bread again.
I gotta make my
World's
own.
going to hell in a handbasket. Yeah. Some other things. So
That took longer than I expected. I kind of got sorry, Boosh. Cheap shots, cheap seats.
Hard to debate.
Mackenzie Weegar. Jeez. Poor Bush.
We'll get to the Pinder Report in a moment. Conroy and the Flames did their. We talked a bit about it yesterday, Ryan. Just the exit interviews and stuff like that. And
I'm sure he'll come on our show for a couple hours, right?
Not a bad idea. When the dust settles.
Yeah,
sorry to interrupt. Oh, I thought maybe
like the dust maybe settling, eh? Maybe next week. I don't know. We'll ask.
Yeah, you want to let him do some pro scouting and then get out of his way and some time before the draft. I feel like May, June. Somewhere in there.
Come on, Craig.
This is a lot of it's tough conversations for teams that have not made the playoffs. Flames are one of them. What are we doing? Where are we going? What changes need to be made? Are we good enough? Are we bad enough? That whole thing.
Contract. Who's staying? Who's going?
That's right. Another one of those teams, the Pittsburgh Penguins. They have some very good players. They have some Hall of Famers. They are getting older. Do they have young players? Oh, maybe not. They've traded away some assets in recent years to try and push on. As Kyle Dubas is there. He's the general manager?
He's GM.
Yeah, among other things. So he was asked much, I would guess, a lot of the similar questions to what Craig was asked. You know, you didn't finish, you didn't bottom right out, but you didn't make the playoffs. So where does that leave you? This was Dubas yesterday.
I just think that there are a number of teams in the league that, you know, there's 2 paths to go down. You can go into the mass tear down, rebuild, and hope you get lucky with the lottery and hope that, you know, all this happens, but you can hope in one hand and shit in the other, and see which one fills up first.
I did not see that coming.
Did Craig say that on Saturday? Because I didn't see.
And then on the other hand,
Because you can hope.
That's quite a message. I don't
I don't get the analogy.
I understand which is going to fill fat, but how does that
never shit in
relate
my
to the
hand.
Penguins? What are we?
I feel like he's probably saying that the tear down, win a draft lottery, pick high, which is odd seeing as the success that team has had.
They're built on it.
Picking high. There's a few banners in that building because they've picked very high. At least that's my read, is he's kind of just saying, well, we could try to tear it down, but what's that going to do for us? I feel like they're kind of already torn down in a way, aren't they? They're
similar to the Flames in some ways, and they're dissimilar in others. Like
dissimilar in a lot of ways, I guess.
But here, let me explain. Like, you've got a lot of your important players are in their 30s and are not getting better. That's their Letang, their Malkin. Crosby's still very good, but we're probably not watching vintage Crosby so much as he's just a Hall of Famer. Carlson's another. Like, that's kind of part of your core, and you're trying to bridge it to all these young guys that aren't quite ready yet. That's the similarity to Calgary. The difference is that Calgary doesn't have future Hall of Famers as their 30-year-olds. These guys do.
Yeah.
Like, the Flames don't have Sid. The Flames don't have even a Malkin. The Flames don't have a Letang.
Jack, you're a Penguins guy. What fills up faster? Your hand, is it hope, or how does that work?
I'm done talking Pittsburgh sports.
Oh,
yeah.
He wants to move the teams
forever or until fall, or
they're dead to him.
Yeah, they're all dead.
All of them.
Did you see the other day? People lined up for the Skeens bobblehead. It's a big game in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Skeens is pitching.
Stud.
And they lose 3-0. And it's just pain.
Couldn't get a run.
Couldn't get a run.
And Skeens plays for them.
Yes.
And he's very good.
And he's very good. So it's not like they had to go against them. It was
right now he's playing for them.
Yeah.
And the draft is this Thursday. I don't want to talk about the draft.
What about Dubas?
What about, yeah.
He hasn't done anything.
Carlson.
He just makes them worse. He signs guys that suck. Carlson, he's talked about Carlson actually yesterday as well. I thought was interesting.
I think they'll try to move him.
Yeah, they try. Who wants Carlson?
Well, we just got 2 years left, and you retain some money, and there's less money owed than actual AAV. Like, I think you could move him. It's just you might not get a lot back for him. I just don't know what you're doing if you still got Sid. That's the situation you walked into. What, you're going to rebuild with Sid there? I don't know. Like, what are you doing here? Malkin's got no move. He's never going to leave. Crosby probably wants to be a one jersey guy.
I don't know why Malkin doesn't want. Well, I don't.
He said it. I don't know either. I mean, why move if you like where you are? I guess. Rings. You got 3 already.
The quote from Kyle Dubas, because he was asked about Erik Karlsson. Erik is and will forever be a polarizing figure. My view would be we expect him to be one of the people who pulls us from where we're at into contention. I had a long meeting with him. My push would be his actions have to match his ambitions. He showed throughout the year he has another level to him. So the piece that people are taking is his actions have to match his ambitions. So
that makes sense to you. Is that just word salad?
Yeah, it sounds like a guy who's like, I want to win. Because he has not won.
He's
correct?
giving you, when you sit down for that nice long chat, he's giving you the right answers, but you're not buying the bullshit he's selling.
Right. Something like that.
Proof is in the pudding, Dean.
So would he have more shit in his hand, or
he's got a lot of shit in the bank?
Karlsson, he's got a lot of he's got a lot in the bank.
I don't know where they go.
We can do this another day because there's enough going on. But like, what were the Caps a year ago
in the playoffs?
Yeah, but I know
they weren't good. You're right.
Right, like you were thinking, oh God, this is going to have to be.
No, there's a big difference there. Like Washington's ability to find players later in the draft, and honestly, like they didn't sell first rounders to get better, like Pittsburgh. But you're right. Like it's a tough spot for them. He walks into a place that's got no system whatsoever. And it's like, oh yeah. And Jake Gensel's up in a year and this guy's up in 2. And You got to try to win, but you're clearly not good enough to win. I don't know what you do. Sid doesn't want to get traded.
You don't have to trade. Ovechkin didn't get traded.
So you think they can win with Sid again? I mean, that's kind of what the challenge is here.
I
right?
don't think they can win with Sid again if Dubas is driving the bus the way he has been. He better learn from his own BS too. Like I 100% agree with him on his take on Karlsson. I've never been a big fan of Karlsson's. I think Karlsson's a hell of a talent. I don't know if he's the kind of player that maybe I respect enough. I think there's a lot of look at me, I'm good.
Well, you didn't like it. The move to San Jose, you weren't a fan of.
No.
Likewise,
well, how's it played out?
Well, you got hurt that one run, but they look close.
One
leg they lose to St. Louis.
Regardless, the play had dropped off, and Dubas takes a stab at him. It's kind of like Edmonton adding Skinner to me, and I mean they're different players and different caliber. They had Letang, you've got Crosby, you've got Malcolm. Why do you need another power play defenseman?
It's not a perfect puzzle piece there for sure,
right? Well, now you're locked in for what 11.5 of your cap. If you had that 11.5 off the cap, Pittsburgh is still an appealing place for free agents to go play because Sid and Malkin are there. Like that 11.5 again could be used on
that's why
more productive players.
But just to pivot and to tie in a sponsor, I was chatting with our pal Greg at Bonton yesterday. Greg's a big Flames fan and season ticket holder, goes to a lot of the games. Bonton Meat Market, tradition of quality products, personalized service for 104 years. The finest premium AAA Alberta beef, locally raised fresh pork, some chicken, turkey, Alberta lamb, in-store salads and desserts and meat pies. They are the 24-year running Alberta Consumers' Choice Award winner for best meat and deli. 24 straight years, 28 Crowfoot Circle. And as you do, you just got to get chatting, because we had played some of the Rasmus Anderson press conference stuff yesterday. He's I've been proud to be here. This is where I grew up, but I got to talk, and the team's got to talk, and that sort of thing. And in some ways, you don't doubt or question that he does like it here or that he would stay, but what's the likelihood with everything that kind of goes in? And it does feel like most people are on the move on from Rasmus Anderson. Is it this summer? Is it trade deadline? But Greg was kind of, so guys, 28, he'll be 29 later this year.
30 the first year of his next long deal.
Yeah, like does it have to be 8? What does it have to look like? What is the money on a Rasmus Anderson deal? He is coming off a year where he was minus 32 or whatever it was on this team.
Yeah.
I haven't even really put much thought to it. And Greg was like, so what's his ask going to be? Because if you're just to finish the thought is like, well, if you're for sure, well, you can't re-sign him. Well, what's the ask going to be? And I don't. Is it 9? Is it 8? What is it going to be?
It's almost the term scares me more than the dollars. I just think if you look at most defensemen's career arcs, 30 for the next 8 years. Well, a lot of those you're not even playing in the league. And your best play is almost never after 30. Now, we saw an outlier here in Giordano, but again, that is absolutely the, oh my God, this almost never happens rare case. I expect just declining play from 30 to 31 to 32 to 3. Like, you can't go pay this guy till he's 37. Like, that scares me more than the money. Like, if he wants to play for 9, I would entertain it, but the term can't be long.
Well, it's a combination. Don't break it down into what's he want?
He's going to want max term. I don't know.
Okay, so.
And I don't think the Flames will want to do max term.
To your point, though, what if it's total dollars?
It would have to be a very low number for me to be comfortable long term.
Yeah, but what's low then?
I'm saying, but if it's shorter term but bigger, though, if you get to that same point.
We all get it. Yeah, like if it's 6 times 8, I'll listen. If it's 8 times 8, absolutely not.
What's your I'm only arguing just for fun. Over the last 8 years, what was the cap at 8 years ago? And how much is the cap going to go? You know what I mean? I'm not saying you're wrong, but that's it's not science because you don't know.
There's a pretty good pattern developing of a healthy growing cap, and we haven't seen that for a long, long time. And they just got that new Canadian
Right?
TV money that's going to kick in 2 years. They're a few years away from renegotiating a US TV deal. Like, the cap is going up in a big
That's
way.
what I mean.
And so that's why I would be okay with a number like 6 for 8 years down the road, because that's going to feel like probably 4.2 does
I
today.
think that's cheap as chips again. He's making 4.5 and he's dirt cheap. And I'm not arguing to sign. I don't know how to calculate that. You know better than I do, but so it's 8 times 8. Well, you're right. I don't think in 8 years he's going to be as good as he is today.
You want to be playing.
But guess what? If the cap's gone up, if his percentage of cap remains the same over those 8 years, even with declining return on play, I don't know.
Yeah, his percentage of cap continues to drop as the cap
Right.
grows. That's the point you're making.
Yeah.
Yes. No, I agree. And that's built into all these negotiations now because there is such aggressive cap growth. Like, I don't think the deals we've seen for comps would have happened without significant cap growth. Like, when Neil Pionk signs for what he signed for, you're like, yeah, the cap is growing, because 2 years ago you would have like said, what, at that number? Everyone knows the cap's going up, and that if you just want to look at a percentage of cap, if that's the way it seems simpler to you, sure, so be it. But I am very weary of locking into guys into their mid and deep 30s. I don't care who the player is.
Yeah,
and like, so, you know, there are cases where guys age lightly. I don't know how to handicap Rasmus. I don't feel great about him pulling a Giordano and winning a Norris at 35.
but he doesn't have to.
So what I'm weighing that against is, it's not, do we
what's
keep
Matthias
Rasmus?
Ekholm?
36, and he's hurt when they need him the most.
Oh,
Come on, Ryan. You can't just come on.
No, look, they need him right now. This is when you're older, you're more injury prone.
How's
Like, that's
Tanev?
not crazy.
Okay, Tanev.
Tanev, I love a lot.
No, he's not hurt. You can't critique him, and he hasn't been
got
hurt.
in
And
the
we've been
Oilers
waiting
series
for him.
for you. But
He's
yeah,
playing.
he's
So
playing.
is he
I like
worth it
him.
or not at 36? Like,
Yeah, they put him on
wrong.
Robitaille, and the number's way lower. I'm not
It's
saying
not way
teams
lower.
don't sign guys that get old. What I'm saying is a team that is so far away from a Stanley Cup, locking into a guy when they're actually going to be good, he's in the decline. That's not savvy, because the question isn't Rasmus Anderson or nothing. The question is Rasmus Anderson or what he would return in trade. Because I think Rasmus Anderson would be immensely valuable to a team like Toronto and to a team like Edmonton. And even to, you know, like, name any of these teams still playing today.
well, Jerome
he
was
would help
highly
them.
valuable to a team too, and you got fuck all for
Because
him.
you waited
So
too long.
just
Yeah.
And I'm arguing to argue, but it's not. It's what we've argued about all year. It's not as simple as one or the other. It's
No.
what you're going to get in return.
No, so
And
we
if
don't
the,
know
re-
exactly
if the
what
value of the
returns.
return's not there, then you sign him. And I don't care if it's 8 years, as long as it's not handicapping you. And I don't think if he's insane and he wants 10 a year, okay, well, sorry, not
So
happening.
The fear for me is, what if he's your third best right shot defenseman?
Well, so
in
what?
2
Because
years?
you
And now
just
spend $8 million on your
stop. Just
third right
stop.
check.
Let me finish. We get your point.
Yeah.
What would Edmonton do to have a guy like Ekholm to fill?
They-
Like,
you
do you know what I
give him a
mean?
move.
Like, even if he's in your bottom pair, if he's capable of stepping up for a 2-week or a 1 month playoff run, there is value to having guys that can play,
No question.
right? Like,
Yeah.
it's
You don't want to pay a third pair guy $8 million, though. That's the other side. You
right
can-
now you don't.
Correct.
What was a third pair guy 10 years ago? 2?
$1.5 million, 2, sure.
What's a
And
third pair guy now?
3.
3. Like, those numbers are going to change. And I'm not saying
It's not going to get to 8, but yeah.
no, but it might not be as far off as we imagine. And we don't know what he wants,
Nope.
and we don't know what the trade value is.
Correct.
So
Yeah. And so it's kind of comparing the blind box against the other blind box, but philosophically, you can understand the debate of like, okay, you do need some leaders. You don't want to pull this team apart, but you don't also want to be like, okay, now's the time. We've got these superstar kids coming at entry level and need to resign them. And like, what the hell is our third pair guy doing making $8 million for another 4 years? That scares me. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but that is your fear. And it's not crazy to think that, you know, Zane Parekh is a better right shot defenseman in a few years than him. That's not crazy. I mean, they hope he'll be that. Certainly not a guarantee, but the pedigree and where he was drafted and what we've seen him accomplish, as he's come up. And, I already prefer Mackenzie Weegar to him. I like both, but if I have to pick and choose, I like Weegar. And you also don't have 9 more years of Weegar. That's what you'll be signing up with Anderson. And I also really like that Henry Muse had a great year, and Henry Brestevich is knocking on the door. And you've got Pahal as a right shot guy already. In a universe where they're closer to winning, and in a universe where the system doesn't have a bunch of righties behind them, it makes a little more sense to me to lock them up. A lot more sense. But that's not the universe they're in.
And that's your take on the universe.
Correct. Yeah. They might think they're Rasmus away from winning the cup. I still think they're 8 days in jet fuel if they get in this year.
Dean. Hope,
and then something else in the other. Yeah. Neil Pionk signed 6 times 7 in Winnipeg. And I don't know where I don't even know if he's a comparable. But there's a guy who signed not max term.
That would be where this has to start if I'm working for the Flames. Can't be max term. The agent's going to be in his ear saying, we can get max term July 1. And this is where it comes back to Rasmus. You've loved every minute here. How much are you willing to, right?
And how much is first place on a winning team? I thought the Flames had a hell of a year, but Pionk is playing on a team, and you can critique. That's where we always say, as players and people, winning matters.
Totally. And
you can be in Buffalo and attract players
if you're winning. Yeah. And so Rasmus's belief of what Craig's building is a huge ingredient here. If he's like, we worked our tails off. I was proud of this group, but gosh, we got a long way to go. And I don't know about these kids. He's probably walking. But if he says like, man, I'm seeing some of these kids, like, I think we can turn this quickly. That's where you get into a Pionk type situation. Because Neil doesn't have to be convinced that the Jets are going to be competitive for this contract, does he?
Not at all.
Rasmus kind of does.
He's got to be convinced. But my perception of Rasmus is that he's full of confidence, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Not a criticism. And he's going to want what's due. I think
he's been on a team-friendly deal.
Exactly.
For how many?
Rasmus
5 or
is
6?
going, that's fine. I signed this deal, and I appreciate the money, and it's been, and I haven't complained, and I've produced.
And it's sad because in the aftermath of Tkachuk and Gaudreau leaving, we saw some emotional moves. Like immediately, you lock in Huberdeau before you've seen him to huge money. It's a win for Calgary. We need to, our city needs to fight back. Like, very emotional. And so when you see a guy that does want to be here, the emotional move is like, lock him up. It's character. He wants to be here. So many guys don't want to be. He wants to be. This has to be very measured and calculated we can't go beyond this line or it's going to hurt our chances down the road when we hopefully are a cup contender in a new rink. And I'm not saying they can't get it done, but I do think that Rasmus has to believe in what's going on here and understand he might leave a little on the table for this to work for the Flames. Because if you have to go match the craziest July 1 offer in theory, that's not a good deal. The July 1 deals that win usually are awful deals. There's a Char out there, but it's a lot of Browers and Neals. And oh my God, you paid Zadorov what? And Lindholm got how many years? Like, that's the kind of deal you can't give Rasmus. And it's the kind of deal that's probably waiting for him July 1 of 2026.
And we'll move on just because we got time to talk about this. So is it 7 million, 8 million? I know it depends on term, but you see people in the chat, 4 to 5 years, 6 million. Like, he's not signing for 6 million.
Not a chance.
No, 4 or 5 years. No way.
He's not signing for 4 or 5 years.
And if he would, you should sign him yesterday.
It's already done. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know they can't wait for it till July 1, but yeah.
I think his ask is probably flirting with the 9.
Yes.
Why wouldn't it?
8, 9 million.
8 plus max term. That's what
he considers himself a top 2 defenseman on any team in the league, and he can play 24 minutes a night, and that's the money he's going to want.
Yeah. And he's saying, look, my numbers this year, like I was gutting it out, so you didn't have to roll more Miramanov, Barry, Hanley, Bean than you did.
Easy. I don't.
Those numbers don't even matter. And look what the culture I've helped build. I'm not. I gave you a team deal for 5-6 years. My turn to get a deal.
Yeah. Let's do the Pinder Report. It's a presentation of Village Honda. They love pre-owned vehicles. We were rubbing elbows and we were hobnobbing with some of the Village Honda Hondaites on
Hondaites, yeah.
Thursday. Talking about the car a lot. He's like, yeah, we got some. I don't remember. They use that units like we talk about the
Stuff.
wrench. This is they're happy with their number of units, but they're always looking for more. Pre-owned, all makes, all models, appraisals, complimentary. If you get a deal done, you'll get payment within 24 hours. And for a limited time, a cruise voucher for 2. No obligation. Details now at villagehonda.com. It's a Pinder Report.
Like a cruise out to the mountains in a Honda Pilot, that kind of cruise.
Ooh, he's pushing the pilot, isn't he? He's really working, Anthony.
This from Greg Keller just before.
Yeah.
You do 7 times 7.5.
I would. I don't think he would.
Yeah, I'd be.
What Hannafin get?
7.35, I believe.
Yeah, and pre-cap knowledge and in a tax-friendly state,
Right.
probably kind of measures out to about 8
A
plus.
first place, just won the cup team.
Yeah.
Cap friendly state, sunshine, American. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. I would prefer to collect the young assets, but I also I would think that's not a deal that's as cumbersome as 8 times 9, obviously.
Yeah.
And you're under to Greg and everyone, and I think everyone understands. You have to. We'll never be told unless a trade is made.
Yeah, what the options are.
What is someone offering for him? I don't give a shit what the contract is. They're going to give us McDavid. Yeah, he's gone. Right? Like,
I know.
Eichel and someone in return, you're trading him.
Yeah, and that's the worry, is that you go through all of this and you make a trade, and it's like, ooh, it's not really. Now you have to replace Rasmus Anderson, and that costs money. And then you got this back in trade, and it's okay. Well,
your draft pick,
okay.
You're going to include a draft pick in the Rasmus, I would suspect.
It's going to be a first.
You're going to get a first somewhere.
I would think the Lindholm deal is a good starting point for
and you had better.
I need one of your top prospects. I need a first rounder. I need a roster player, and give me some other lottery tickets. That would probably be the ask with a year left.
Sample, you'll probably get more for Anderson than the good one.
Would you retain on Anderson?
Sure, why not? Absolutely.
Whatever gets you.
That's using cap space. That's what you should do. Yeah, get a bigger return.
Sorry, Ryan.
That's all right.
Back to you.
And I want to go back to you because I think, like, if we have to guess we got all summer to forecast how it goes. But if you want to be supremely conservative, I think you bring him to camp without a deal and you see where Parek's at, because you talk about replacing Anderson.
That is the other thing, is he has a deal in place.
I don't want. We're gonna beat this dead horse.
I know we are.
Poor guy.
I don't want to be the Oilers though, right? Like, and maybe I'm underestimating, and I've not researched, and I'm not gonna. The kids coming up, maybe they're better than I know of, but I don't want to be the Oilers where it's like, oh well,
the lost
okay, Parek's in, but we got a guy hurt, so now we don't have the depth to carry on. That's not an approach either.
Agreed. Yeah, if you were to trade Rasmus this summer, I think you'd be shopping for a veteran defenseman in free agency, just with much smaller term and numbers.
Back to you, Ryan.
Anyway, back to this nonsense. Okay, let's get FlamesNation. By the way, I think we missed a joke about Anthony's unit, so someone's going to sort that out later.
What?
Great unit count on the line. That's all. Okay, let's move. FlamesNation.ca, what's going on? Well, lots of prospects still playing.
Oh, see, I'll just read this and I'll have it all.
There you go.
Look at that, Dean.
There's lots of prospects still playing. We got
meant to be
Axel Hertig of the Hitmen.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Eric Jameson, and also tonight at Game 7 as well for a guy we've hardly talked about, who's had an incredible season, Jacob Battaglia. So we'll get to some of that in a moment. More prospect stuff up on FlamesNation.ca. It is kind of that weird spot of the season, Dean, where it's not quite like draft talk, and it's not free agency, and they're not in the playoffs, and the exit meetings are done. So they're coming up with all kinds of articles things to talk about. Let's see what else says we're working on here. A flame from the past, Clark Wilm.
Cool.
That's where we are in the Flames news cycle, boys.
Dustin.
A flame from the past.
Do you remember
Clark
Oh
Wilm.
my!
You know how much we
God.
remember him? Here's a stock photo of the crowd. We don't even have a picture of him.
Where is? I thought it was going to have the Wilm you suck.
Yeah.
At least.
Beautiful. They cropped
We never did get an update on that, by the way. I don't know that it
Oh.
happened.
Well,
Sadly.
now, can you read us the lead sentence? Very important as a writer, Rhett, to get your lead sentence. Got to hook someone in.
Do you remember Clark Wilm?
Question mark.
Do you remember Clark Wilm?
Rhett, do you remember Clark Wilm?
I do remember Clark
'Cause
Wilm.
he
It's
was-
too bad he didn't come.
He was at
Yeah.
your roast.
Sad you had to miss your roast.
Anyway, more scintillating writing over at FlamesNation.ca.
There's a heart and soul. He would have back checked the hell out of that.
Yeah,
puck.
he would have.
That's right. That's right. Wranglers still playing though, fellas. In fact, they've got a playoff matchup set. The Battle in the Valley. Which valley? The Coachella Valley. Look at the palm trees in the background. It is the best of three. All three, if necessary, from the Hoobidoo Arena
Right.
in
Yeah.
Greater
It's a good
Palm
spot.
Springs.
I've heard
Isn't
good
it?
things.
I've been there. It's a lovely kind of
Have you been there?
cold as hell? Yeah,
That's what they say. Real cold.
very very cold. Well, it's 45
Tuesday,
degrees
Saturday,
outside.
Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah, so you play game one, then a lot of time before potentially a back-to-back. Coachella Valley's been very good. I believe they're going to the last two HL finals representing the West. They've also graduated some guys to Seattle as well. Shane Wright was playing there last year. That Nyman, he was just recently come. Good team. Two good teams. Good luck.
Miners, they're good.
Now, here's the thing. They're getting some recharges. Like Klapka's going to go down. They got some flames coming, Dean. That's going to help, right?
Yeah.
But how about secret weapon Trent Cole returning
Oh, yeah.
without his mustache?
I don't know. I was.
What?
Boo.
Trent.
Boo.
Is it?
Secret powers?
Is it a playoff thing? Like you shave and then you're not shaving
I
again?
thought you don't shave in the playoffs. Yeah. What?
Man, that.
Oh,
Jack?
this better work, Trent.
Right.
Call Trent. See what
Could you
what's
call?
going on down there.
We got to get Trent on.
We do have to get
I
Trent
think he
on.
hates us.
Does he?
Oh, he's going to love us.
He will love us
Yeah.
because we love him.
Yep. And if he doesn't love us, we'll
I
cry.
mean,
a
he's
lot.
gonna have to grow that. At least start growing that dust.
Yeah, I don't want him on till the stash is back.
Yeah, he's got to get into proper form, obviously.
Man, what a great duster that was. Teasing. I mean, moment of silence.
Weather looks all right. Say that.
That's it.
You're not going to Abbotsford to get socked in by rain for a week.
Nice.
Does it?
There was a nice light dusting of snow this morning here.
Yeah.
Rhett, you're not going to want your high socks if you just want to go with the ankle
What
socks.
are those purple and pink
Short
flowers
sleeve.
they got there? The
Oh, gosh.
hydrangeas?
Azaleas.
Looks all right. Good luck to the Wrangle. Yeah, let's throw back up that schedule just so we can soak it in.
Don't get.
The
Here's
old
my,
Rangolinos.
Now,
here's my concern, Dean.
uh-oh.
See that schedule there?
Yeah.
Tuesday, April 22nd.
That's today.
And by my math, the 23rd, 24th, the 25th. That's 3 days in between games.
A lot of time down.
It's a lot of time.
Don't get a sunburn.
There's this surf club where they have this fake wave you can go, and the margaritas are
Don't
just
get a
sensational.
sunburn. I
Keep
don't.
bringing the chips out for the guac. Oh, it's
When that rash, you're flaking skin off your shoulder blades. So you can't. It's hard to put the
It's hard
jersey,
to do, yeah.
the
Shoulder pads.
shoulder pads on. Ouch.
Hope they got a nice pool at the place, though.
Oh,
Win game one, fellas. There's your advice.
Well, they do it. And remember, game 2 is their home game,
so
even though
wish-
it's there.
Get us tickets, Dean.
How quick can we get there? I know all the flights are full coming back right now because it's the end of the
Oh
old
yeah,
gray hair
the
season.
old,
It's getting too hot. Easy to get Reynolds. Let's go.
How do you get to Coachella Valley?
You fly to Palm Springs. It's a direct flight.
and then you're there.
Oh,
That's
okay.
it.
It's right
Easy
there.
airport. Oh, the margaritas, Jack. The guac.
I heard everybody's done with that going down there. They're all
Maybe.
selling. Everyone's selling their vacation homes.
Yeah, you're
they're,
damn right, Dean. You can't be crossing that border now.
they're tired of all the warm weather.
So they let the Wranglers in, eh?
I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep moving.
I don't know what Cull's doing. We need to have a talk.
Yeah. Good to see him back, though.
Come on.
Steadying hand at the wheel, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Last night, NHL, let's get to it. That was our Flamesy thing, so we're moving away from that now. Talked about these. 4 1-goal games. Best night of the playoffs so far.
Big
Bangers all over. 2 overtimes, nearly a third. You love to see it. All 4 of these games could very easily gone to overtime. Although it did look at 5-2 like that was not close in the Kings game. Kings, smarten up. Hit the empty net. The bracket, take a peek at that. Show you where we're at. Some of these series way ahead of the others. To your point, Dean, the Jets already switching scenes to St. Louis. Haven't dropped the puck between the Panthers and the Lightning yet. That'll finally happen tonight.
Well, they should have lots of energy, right, Ryan?
They really should have a lot of energy.
Mm-hmm.
We did have some highlights from last night. Jeff Skinner, they got this still photo. Now, the second goal, he has to go post to post. First one, no chance, Kuzmenko.
Stuart Skinner.
Sorry, Jeff. Did I say Jeff? Yeah, Stuart the goalie. There he is, going post to post. Oh, dear. Matry from the top row. Oh, skid float. Tough game 1. My buddy. Oh, pal. Jeez.
Yeah.
We are going to have, we showed you the harmonicas. We don't need to do that again. Tonight's action, we'll flip through them one by one, but first the full slate. No one laughed at the Skinner help, but I fall and I can't get up joke. No? Okay. Fine. Be that way.
Sorry.
Canes looked way better than the Devils last they played. That's game 2 in Raleigh. They were pissed off about a matinee afternoon game, not the evening. They'll get their evening tonight. Should be rowdy. Leafs Sens round 2. This was a fun one. Sens run disciplined. First Battle of Florida. Each of the last 5 years, one of these 2 teams has been in the Cup final, boys. That is who has represented the East. Those 2 teams, they finally dropped the puck tonight. And the Wild and Golden Knights, big boy hockey tonight, is very late puck drop. 9 Mountain. Buckle up, Dino.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait.
Vegas. You'll be up by then, eh? Put yourself to bed after dinner and wake up for the 3rd there.
Yeah. After second nap.
Right. So let's get a little closer look into each of them. First, New Jersey and Carolina. Matters going from bad to worse for the Devils. Brendan Dillon left the game, wanted to come back. Doctors wouldn't let him. Luke Hughes will not go tonight. Neither will Dillon. That brings in Simon Nemec. And who's the other fellow there? Dennis Cholo.
Dennis Cholo.
That guy sounds like he's from your neck of the woods, Dean.
He was a Slovak Bruin.
Was he?
Cholowski. That was factoid. When the Wings gave Datsit's contract to the Coyotes because they needed the cap space, they traded back in the first round and drafted Cholo. And it was Jacob Chychrun that the Coyotes selected. That was a trade back from the Wings. Ouch. There's game 2. Jarvis, be good. Jesper, love you, buddy. Tough sled. Devils look cooked here. I need to see something different before I change my mind. No? It's one game, but they just look so outclassed.
One game, but they're so beat up and
Nobody looked worse in their only game than through one game than these guys. We'll see if it gets any better tonight.
Well, that's my team in my brother's boozy playoff draft, so I'm feeling confident.
The Devils?
Mm-hmm.
Gross.
Yeah. Sorry about your luck.
I actually have. Do I have something that I could run for that? Probably do, eh?
Gross.
Yeah.
Next one, second game of the night is Ottawa-Toronto. This one is a 5:30 start local time. Game 1 was pretty fun, and the Sens, they have to adjust. Leafs look like a team that had been in the playoffs a lot. First playoff game for many of those young Senators, if not all the young Senators. Got some news in this series, too. Travis Hamonic.
I didn't know he was playing.
Noted one guy away trade that stung badly will slide into the Sens lineup playing with Thomas Chabot. Man, that's a bad deal. You know, Dobson was the pick they gave to the Islanders. Shoot me in the face. Other series, Florida-Tampa. Can't wait. Again, just 2 of the best teams on planet Earth. I think people are sleeping on Florida a bit, fellas, just given that they really haven't run with a full crew for a long time. What is it? 2 games Ekblad's going to miss for that suspension. Then he's eligible to come back. And it should be Marchand and Kachuk and, Barkov.
You're sleeping
Bennett.
on the Lightning.
I think both these teams could win the Cup. I really do. This is going to be a great series. Calling it. It's the best series in round 1. That's my prediction for you. Finally, the nightcap, late. It's a party at 11 Eastern.
Ooh.
Oh, 11 Eastern. It's got to be the latest start time in NHL history. You know what our luck's going to be? Triple overtime as well. Let's go. Boldy and Stone. Kaprizov was electric in game 1. They got to find another line that can score for them. And Vegas is good. They know what they're doing this time of year. How excited are we for the slate, fellas? Another 4-gamer.
Game 1, not at all.
Okay.
Game 2, yes.
Yep.
Game 3, yes.
Yes.
Game 4, not at all.
So it's a good game sandwich.
I concur. Yeah, I concur.
I'm more of a night owl, so I've got some intrigue on the Wild and the Vegases. But those 2 middle games are the best rivalries for sure. Calgary Hitman reaction tomorrow. Fellas, we got a game 7. It's game 7 alert. Got to get down to the Dome. It's in Calgary. Gavin McKenna and the Medicine Hat Tigers are waiting in round 3. One of Lethbridge or Calgary will play them. Settle down, Lethbridge.
Thank you, Ryan.
7 p.m. tomorrow night at the Dome. Well, I don't know, Ryan. I heard it's expensive. No, it's not. They got a sale going on right now. $25 for an adult ticket.
There you go.
Get
your asses
Use the
down
code
there.
SOCIAL. Get down there, support your hitman. We need McKenna for best of 7.
They go to Lethbridge. It's sold out.
Yes. Don't settle down there, Lethbridge. That's fine. We love you supporting your team.
Yeah, whatever, Lethbridge. It's just we're
Whatever you
all just want
We gotta
good hockey.
Settle up, Calgary. Medicine Hat's through. And another game 7 happening on the other side. Silver Tips and Portland Winterhawks. Ooh.
That will be in Everett, I guess, eh?
I would assume so. Yeah. Other junior hockey notes. We got a huge game 7. Oh, no. You know what? We do this first. So here's the thing about this Gavin McKenna kid. He has a 49-game point streak with 123 points. Yeah, but it's not the longest point streak ever. Oh, you're right. When Alexander Radulov was 2 years clear of his draft, he had 120 points in 50 games. This guy's not even draft eligible this year. 49 games, 123 points. McKenna. Oh,
I'd be worried about all this time off.
I just
Yeah.
I'm worried about them beating Lethbridge tonight so we can watch.
That 5 point per game pace could take a real hit.
Oof. Impressive stuff. To the OHL we go. Jacob Battaglia had a monster year, fellas. I believe 2nd rounder for the Flames at last summer's draft. This draft class has been sensational. It is game 7 between Kingston and Barrie. He in the playoffs. 3 goals, 13 helpers for 16 points in 10 games. Look at this helper he had on the weekend. I won't have to tell you who he is because you're going to see the play and go, oh my God. There's Battaglia behind the back, drawing defenders towards him. Big, strong, can score 40 goals and 50 helpers this year in 68 games. Another guy, good player, big body. System's getting full, boys. I love it.
Warner whiteboard.
Don't have time.
All right.
So much to get to. So much.
That's right. It's my fault.
And Matt Gridden, his Shawinigan team's already waiting in the semifinal to get started in the queue. So a lot of prospects still going for the Flames. There'll be 6 still in action. I missed the end of the show yesterday. Dean, did it go a little something like? Maybe you said I wasn't here. You know, you missed it. You missed a lot.
Yeah, there was probably. I think we had talked about all we were going to. We had kind of checked off all the things we wanted to get to.
Right.
And yeah, I just I didn't dilly dally at the end of the show. It was just kind of time to
drag it out.
Yeah, we hit the thing and said, "See you, buddies," and that was
Because normally Rhett's like, "Oh, I'm hungry," and then you drag things on for like another half hour, and you're like,
well,
"What? Make that gravy again?" But that didn't happen yesterday.
Well, maybe did have to. I had told the boys I just need to stop eating yogurt. I think, and maybe just certain dairy products, as it doesn't. I had to go shit.
Well, you're not alone.
Story short.
Not alone. It happens to even the best in the business.
Hey, who knew?
Yeah.
Me and Shaq, kindred spirits, 2 peas in a pod.
Beautiful stuff.
Wait, Shaq.
Shaq's beauty, yeah. Like Shaq.
Sorry, America. Probably
Dina,
sorry to the cleaning staff too, perhaps on that one.
Yeah, I hope nothing's clogged there. This coming in overseas, there's a new way to declog your drains. Let's take a look at this here. And
Glad your toe wasn't over that.
Look at that. Perfect, Rat. Drained immediately.
Ooh.
Couple bucks, fix the problem. Don't need a plumber.
I'm gonna have to call Crystal Waters and ask if this is
Well, do we know that that isn't Crystal Waters? Is that
I haven't seen them with that trick, but they're probably aware.
there was a very loud bang. Is everything okay? Yeah, it's fine.
Check out this cool video of a car doing a cool jump. It's like no ladder here, doesn't it? Oh.
Oh,
You might be dead.
Is that AI or is that you might be dead? Not ideal.
There's actually
he's alive.
Oh, there he is. Yep. That's not what you want to do. I'm sorry. That's
I don't know.
nope. Nadine, you decided not to leave your house today. I get it.
No, you guys. Hey, Ryan, you were in the shoveler out having dinner.
Big
We
scary
got the
world
footage.
out there.
Hey, Dean, you don't leave the house, so let's.
I understand. If sometimes you don't want to leave your
It was me at home in Florida.
house. This is horrifying. Can you imagine just hearing something? I'll just go see what's out there.
Your friggin' doorbell cam goes off. Was it Amazon? No,
God.
2 of them.
Is this AI or is this real?
Yeah.
I need to watch this.
Well, that looks.
Oh, that's the sound of claws at my front door. Lovely. The gators are here, honey.
I'll tell you what, though, I think I'd prefer that to some of the people that have been coming to my doors.
Okay.
Do you know there's an election happening?
Can we count on your vote? Finally, I believe we had Down Under for this. I've actually been to this very spot of the interview. This is in downtown Brisbane by the huge Ferris wheel with that fancy new bridge in the background with there's a pretty awesome casino in behind there. And this is the 7 News station. Let's see what's making news in Australia.
Witnesses are recounting some of the drama that unfolded on the Sunshine Coast this afternoon. 2 sisters have told how their mother and man raced to help when the carjacked SUV rolled on Steve Irwin Way, only to find the gun-wielding car thief emerging from the wreck. Here's some of what they had to say.
And one guy, he was up there with our mum, and he went up there and he was coming back down towards us, and he goes, "Run, he's got a gun." and our heart started to pound, and I said, "Oh, Mum, where's Mum?" And poor Mum was stuck up there, but apparently our brave Mum, she goes, "Are you all right?" Because he had all blood all over his face, and he goes, "I'll shoot you." She goes, "Hey, I'm here to help."
No.
And Mum just started yelling to me to make
That's not
him
happening.
look the other way, and he looked the other way, and Mum ran into the bush behind the fence. And the guy goes to,
All right, Jack, is probably enough. Thank you very much.
"And I'll shoot you."
Hey, Rhett.
I was thinking about when we were running, I hope he doesn't fire. Yeah, we were.
I've got some bad news and I've got some good news. I'm going to give you the good news first. I've set you up with a couple of Aussie blonde twins. I'm going to hold off on the bad news. I'll tell you later. Really? Both of them are blonde? Oh, yeah. Twins? Yeah. Awesome.
That's your Pinder Report on a Tuesday, fellas.
Village Honda, located in the Northwest Auto Mall and online at villagehonda.com. The Honda Pilot. Solid vehicle. Redesigned a couple years ago. We were there for the old.
Yes.
They did the one of those things.
You were quite impressed. You sort of said this little boxy, little muscly.
Yeah, I like the. You know what? I think the stout.
Yeah,
Sturdy.
Sturdy.
You know, that's right.
Strong.
I want to tell you about the Service Big Share contest because it is
Run out of time.
nearing a
Let's go.
completion. That's right. April 30th, 2025 is when the contest ends. Skill test required. For rules, visit service.ca/win. What is it? Well, Service Credit Union Big Share contest. It's your chance to win $1 million just by saving money. Anyone can enter. You just become a member and start saving with Service Credit Union. Every $500 that you save gives you 5 entries into the contest. You can set up your paycheck for automatic deposit, bonus entries. double your entries when you get into a registered account like a TFSA or RRSP, maybe a GIC. It's all good. And, you're saving money, which is also, I'm told, very good. I don't do a lot
That's
of
a
it.
good idea.
Yeah, if you stop buying shit.
Yeah.
So into that saving.
Service.ca/win. It's the Service Big Share contest. That's crazy how time flies, right? Because we, April 30th, 20th, that's a long ways away.
It's time now.
It isn't, guys. It really isn't. Not anymore. Boy, we could do it tomorrow. It's not. Jim Rutherford was talking about things. I don't.
We used to make crazy old man Jim Rutherford jokes like 15 years ago, it seems like.
Yeah.
We thought he was old then crazy then.
Because we learned that Rick Tocchet has a year left on his contract, but
it's a team option.
Which
the not have the option, he's extend him. But then he's like, well, I'm gonna need this amount of money if you're gonna extend me. And these guys over here probably want more than that.
Yeah. So there's that. And he was also asked about Quinn Hughes, who I get, I don't even know what the context would be here, but interesting to hear Jim Rutherford yesterday.
Down to money with him. He said before he wants to play with his brothers, and that would be partly out of our control, in our control if we brought his brothers here. So there's many moving parts here. Agree 100%. This franchise cannot afford to lose a guy like Quinn Hughes, and we will do everything we can to keep him here. But at the end of the day, it'll be his decision. Well, we got to be careful with tampering here, so we'll just leave it at that.
Uh-huh.
Did Jack pause it there, or did he just freeze?
That's awkward.
And you know that Alvin is just sitting there. Oh my God. What is he doing?
It cost us a draft pick with those stupid words.
What are you doing right now? It's partly in our control if we go trade for them. So that Luke and Jack Hughes to Vancouver deal, get ready for it. Hey, Vancouver, they pulled off. They got twins, not those blonde ones, but they got another set of twins by trade one time. Could happen.
Those blondes are mine.
What the hell is it? I don't even know if there's much to react to.
No, that could have been a clip at the end of the Pinder Report.
Yeah, you're right. That just could have been a comedy kicker.
Yeah, look, Jack Frozen
Dean, when you get drunk and you do an interview,
it's going to come down to money.
Here's Jim Rutherford.
It's partly in our control, partly not in our control.
Basically said, yeah, we had a really, really massive incident between two of our players, and we had to move one of them, and that really was, that's taken us from a contender into a team that's got to figure some things out. You're like, well, that's very transparent.
Yeah.
And like he was asked about Rick Tocchet. You're like, this guy, someone gave this guy the truth serum. Wow. I kind of like it, but it's like,
I do too.
Less is more sometimes, Jimmy.
The problem is we'll be able to talk about him getting shit canned tomorrow, so it'll be good.
Yeah. And you know what? Again, hypocritical. People never say anything. We bitch at people, then they do.
That's
and then
not hypocritical. You're not allowed to say that sort of things.
That is tampering. You cannot talk about adding other players like that. My brother's a player.
We could do our Bet365. Let's get into it. You want to get in on the action for the Stanley Cup playoffs at Bet365? They got you. From game props, player props, totals, and the money line, you can even bet futures like series winners, conference champions, the Stanley Cup champions, and much, much more. Whatever your bet is, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Download the app and get in on the game. An official partner of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Must be 19 or older.
Lots of games tonight.
Lots of games. And
so
go ahead.
We can look at the slate of games. We have those odds as well.
I like how they have the middle name in Aho.
There's two Sebastian Ahos. Yeah. So they're not going to try to hoodwink you into the wrong one. This is Sebastian Antero Aho. Held off the score sheet in game one. Seth Jarvis, he gets a point as well. A little parlay. Boost that to plus 125. Two things likely to happen. Put them together. Plus
I like that a lot, Ryan.
And the Canes were much better than the Devils, and the Devils are limping in more than they even were into game one. Subtract Dylan. subtract. Who else was out today?
Hughes.
Luke Hughes. That's right. They're now without both of their Hugheses. They're
Moving
on
to, yeah, he's packing his shit.
So I'm loading up on the Carolina angle tonight on Bet 365. Now, you don't have to. There's all kinds of other things you can do. Check out the slate here. Leafs heavy favorites at home, not nearly as big as Carolina, but favorites. Almost a pick'em between Florida and Tampa. Very, very close there. And the Golden Knights minus 240, very heavy favorites at home to Minnesota after winning game 1. You can also bet, as you heard in Dean's read, about the series outcomes. This gets updated every morning as the series change. It shows you you're going to make a lot of money if the Devils come back to win. You bet on them. Also shows not very likely. Every single series, all 8 of them right there. Some significant ones. Again, Florida Tampa hasn't started yet, so I get that those numbers are pretty even. But if you're up 1-0, they like you here. They really do. Edmonton plus 175 after last night's loss.
They also like you up if you're up 2-0, apparently.
They really like you if you're up 2-0. How about those Jets there? Minus 1,200.
Yeah.
Not a lot of value left there, Dean. I hope you got on yesterday.
Yeah, there you go. There you have it. Bet365. Download the app and get in on the game with Bet365. And unlike yesterday, maybe it's Pinder. Maybe with Pinder back, people are a little more generous. People are feeling it today because we do. We've got some super chats for you. That's right. Proceeds from the super chat go to the Youth Centers of Calgary. Making a difference. Helping out some kids in our community. And to do so, we take the donations that you folks make on the chat. Then we take your comments and we put them on the show. From RideStar17, Bouchard Clown is the most phantom good NHL defenseman maybe ever. Rhett, how many points could Prime U get with those 2 aliens and opportunities? 50, 80? Hashtag LA in 5.
Prime me still is not getting on the ice. When
Prime U?
No. I almost had 20 1 year in Buffalo. Though.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Goals?
And there's goals. What are you talking about?
Assists?
Goals. I barely had 20. 19 points, Ryan.
He's a distributor, Ryan.
Points. Got it.
Yeah.
Points.
Prime U.
Maybe 30?
We need to remember that. Well, what about Prime U? How would Prime U do there? Yeah. And there's many different layers of Prime U on and off the ice. Prime U.
That's a good point.
Was a real performer.
He was pretty primed on Thursday night, wasn't he, at the podium?
It was Prime U on Thursday.
I did good.
I thought it was very good. People, if they were signing up to hear Rhett tell some stories and get some laughs, they were very, very happy.
I thought it was great. I enjoyed it a great deal. I said that yesterday, that you just kind of got on the
me and slow me down.
You got on the podium there, just kind of settled in. The tough thing is people kept trying to buy you drinks.
Yeah, that was too bad.
Oh, full glasses of booze, and I just had to.
Hey, everybody! Here's the thing. Bad news.
Sebastian
The bar closes in 15 minutes, so you only got 15 more minutes to buy me a drink.
Why did you pour me this full glass of vodka? It's a triple.
It's a triple. Oh, it really tasted like a double. Ooh. Hell of a night. Thank you, RideStar. Bullock Racing, 20 beans. Great show, gents. Wife and in-laws are Coiler fans. I'm happy for a Kings win, but I'm afraid the Oilers may get one. Is it better to watch an Oilers win with the family or walk out to my pasture and get hoofed in the pecker?
Hoofed in the pecker.
I don't know.
It's one hell of a question.
Yeah.
Oof.
I'm not sure that I can't speak from experience. I've seen an Oilers victory, not so much the hoofed in the pecker.
Yeah. And if you're all alone out there and you get hoofed in the pecker.
Well, I'll tell you what, you go back last to spring, game 7, I'd have taken a hoof to the pecker. Yep. Didn't have to in the end. Good on the Panthers for doing that, but
at least get some fresh air out there. You're all by yourself. No bugging you.
We need more of this Bullock race.
Yeah.
Bullock, thank you for the thanks for a lot.
Thanks, PR.
Yeah, thanks in a lot of ways. Tanner Sorkin. Rhett, love the hat. Where do I get?
Just been asking about these.
Every single show, every clip with Rhett wearing that hat. People ask. It's
Really?
not. Can we just remake the hat?
Yeah,
Maybe we should steal their idea. And
Maybe
partner
the
up.
manufacturer can cut us in. Let's go.
and just put like a barn burner logo.
I don't know what the proper
Okay.
thing to do here is. Give them the name or
Do not. Yeah.
let's extort the guys that made it first.
Stook. STOOK.
All right.
And I don't know where I got it from. But that's what it says on the.
Right.
It does say that.
Because there's a anyway. I think we can all see it. Unless unfortunately you're listening to the
Right.
podcast.
I just
can't
gave
see
you
it.
the spelling. Jesus. Come on, people.
No, I meant the hat. What people are saying they like the hat. If they're
Oh.
just listening. They don't know what
Go
you're
check it out.
Thanks, Tanner.
All right, moving on. Ken, come on, Boomer, be a professional. Pinder dropped a deuce on air. He's all in. Oh, by the way, fix the curve on the bill of your cap, Pinder. Now that was was it dropping a deuce, or because that was an afterburner, I believe. If that's what
we don't
Ken's
talk about
referencing.
that show, dude. I've been chatting with the good folks at McLeod Law, and
I see.
supposed to
Yeah,
move on at this junction.
litigator of the year.
How about those Panthers?
Litigator of the year. There you go. That's it, right? Is there more? That's it.
That's all.
I don't know.
That's it. That's all. Thank you for the donations. We get it to the Youth Centers of Calgary. I believe I'm away the rest of the week.
What's this road trip all
Yeah,
about?
this is BS.
There is, I don't even know what it is. It's my daughter and a friend. We need to go and see it. I'm not even Storniolo triplets. I think we've had twins. Now we're doing triplets. It's these YouTubers. I don't know if this is like Jake and Logan Paul or what this is, but they are very excited. We're going to Montana tomorrow. How long is it how far is the drive to Toronto, Dad? It's too far, honey. We're not driving to
30
Toronto.
hours.
We're not going to Toronto. What's up? Well, the Hoop-de-Doo twins or whatever are doing a thing. So as it turns out, they are doing, and I don't know, do they sing? Do they dance? Is it comedy? Is it?
I'm gonna ask, what do they do?
I have no
Famous or
idea.
something, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure it out before I go to cross the border because they'll ask me. I'm like, I don't know what it is.
No, they'll look at you like you're a dumb dad, just doing what you're supposed to.
They're like, he doesn't have a clue what these guys do.
No,
This poor
he's
sap's
being
just
told
trying
what to
be a
do.
good
It's
father.
not his fault. Carry on.
Daughter clearly runs the family.
So the good news is because they've got the gold level seats or whatever with the meet and greet.
Oh,
If a parent or if an adult wants to accompany the kids, you don't need to have paid for the gold ticket. Just the regular ticket will do. So I have I saved a little money there on getting the regular ticket. So I get to go to the meet and greet as well, even though I didn't pay.
well, then you can write it off as a business expense.
Yeah,
Do
that's
an
right.
interview.
It's
We
hard to
can
talk to it on the
live stream it. It'll be great. We're looking
Yeah.
forward to it, Dean.
Part of me is just kind of, I've kept myself in the dark just because I don't know what I'm in for. Maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. Maybe they're very
It won't, Dean.
funny or
I do like keeping expectations low, but it also doesn't mean they're going to get bested.
yeah. And then back, and then it looks like there's a Manitoba trip later this week in my plans.
Yeah, it gets to game 5 Friday night, right?
Whew. I'll check in. I'll check in from the road. I'll keep you guys
When's game 5?
up to speed on how it's going. The misery, quite honestly, is what's going to happen. There's going to be some tomorrow. Darren Dreger tomorrow.
Nice.
Greg's got a very busy guy. And so then Jamie McLennan, he will move either Thursday or Friday. We're going to try for
Put
Friday.
a Friday because the Sens play Thursday if we can.
We're going to hope. Yeah.
Because the day after the Sens play, he's going to be awesome. Obviously, the team he covers on TSN doing the color and such.
Yeah. We're going to hope that's the case. So Dregs tomorrow. And I mean, Dregs tomorrow and no me. You're welcome.
Tune in.
Barn burner folk.
Banger. And 4 more games to talk about. Last night was unreal.
I know. Yeah, I know. Good
Or something
stuff.
nice, would you?
All right, let's go.
All right.
We got one more super chat.
Oh,
Do I have to play the horn?
no, yeah, please.
Wouldn't totally buy a BB remake. That's Tanner talking about the hat.
The 279, Tanner. That's all
I
you
think he's
got.
probably saying that he would. right? With the exclamation point. Does that
Wouldn't totally.
There's some misspelling
Ah.
there. It's not your fault.
would totally buy one or wouldn't? Come on,
Maybe
Tanner.
another $3. We'll sort it out.
Yeah, we'll deal with that
For the
tomorrow.
kids.
Yeah. Jack, how was the show today?
Very good. Well done. Rhett, great job on the whiteboards.
Yeah, the
Don't
Reds
use my
whiteboard
swearing in those stupid
So
clips.
good.
that you
I don't
guys
make
do.
the clips.
4 F-bombs.
Well, send a note to our whoever does it.
That's almost the 5th.
See you, buddies.